What is it to behold? Possibility of a desirable outcome. Seeking validation. In a book called Mental Constellation, The Internal Struggle and Quest for Social Economic Change, Volume 1, by Reverend Wally Kevin Patrick. Chapter 4, an excerpt, Mental Values. It is difficult to foresee that an unjust and unhealthy conditions cause riots, rebellions due to the non-existence of justice and the unfair distribution of the commonwealth. Is it difficult to see that? Or is it easily to be seen? Magna Carta, a charter of liberties to which the English barons forced King John to consent in June 15. Rumedy, a document consisting or constituting fundamental guarantees of rights and privileges, is still not being upheld and respected in several countries as at this very moment. Make a distinction. Hence so much unrest in various parts of the world that matter. Variables. World matter. Mostly in the so-called third world countries, this compulsory act of injustice is often displayed worldwide. The good works are only useful if they continue to lead people into better things and develop in them the consciousness of a higher life. That's key. The good works are only useful unto a useful purpose if they continue to lead people into better things and develop in them the consciousness of a higher life. In much the same vein, the English passed in 1715, providing that if 12 or more persons unlawful assemble to the disturbance of public peace. I'm just stating this because of some of the trials that are going on in the in America right now, murder trials. Okay. Crimes that are going on, put it that way as well. You think about it though. Unlawful assembly, disturbance of public peace, disturbance, mental disturbance of public peace. They must be dispersed. This deals with the Riot Act, in which an attempt to strengthen the power of the civil authorities when threatened with riotous behavior, riotous living. In the religious folks, they call it the prodigal son. Riotous living. Desperado. Recklessness. behavior. The act made it a serious crime. The biggest crime you could commit is fraud. Fraudulent behavior create fatalities, fatalism, thinking the worst. This is a public health crisis of a mental disturbance, of collective psychology, of a mentality based on anthropology, how people interpret reality for them. Someone else set these standards, man. Okay, let's move on. Let's get to this thing here. Okay, the act made a serious crime for members of the crowd of 12 or more to refuse to disperse within an hour of being ordered to do so by a magistrate. Okay. You're going to see something here, and you're going to see, we get to the somewhat of the root cause. This is root cause analysis. Violent public disorder. For me, violence is the result of an unresolved status. If you don't know who you are, you're more prone to participate in acts of violence. Rage is a precursor toward violence. It is the voice of the sent, not being heard. And when someone is able to articulate your experience for you, and you can't articulate your own experience, that's kind of challenging. When someone thinks that they can articulate your experience for you. That's why I wrote the book over the personal quest of trying to overcome being mentally enslaved and caged and enraged, of coming into complete civility, being civil or a citizen. Okay. Violent public disorder acting together with what? With common intent. So at the federal level, the principle of the Riot Act was incorporated into the first Militia Act, 1 Stat 264 of May 1792. The act was calling out for the militia to execute the laws of the Union, suppress insurrections, and repel invasions. What did that mean? If there is an exclusive club, they would not. It does not matter to them if you go ahead and participate in criminal acts, because if you are contingent on participating in criminal acts of violence amongst yourself, then it protects them, from you, coming in and participating in a criminal crime or criminal act against them. Okay. But needless to say, that which affects one directly affects the other indirectly. You can run, but you can't hide. Okay, here we go. Suppress insurrection and repel invasions, like an unlawful assembly or riot, involves gathering of persons for an illegal purpose. In contrast with an unlawful assembly. Illegal purpose in contrast to an unlawful assembly. However, a riot involves what? Violence. Now you make the distinction on the day the people first gathered, then stormed the Capitol on January 12, 2021 in the United States of America. How they should be persecuted in the intent of the gathering, and how it was allowed to occur. Who else should be charged and persecuted as accessory to the crime? An accessory to a crime refers to a person who knowingly and voluntarily participates in the commission of a crime. As they assist or help another person commit a crime, that they have the same liability and punishment as the principal or the person who commits the actual crime. Inattitude, a system that is criminogenic, creates the criminal, prompting them to act a certain way. Obstinate behavior. Are not hidden. Anything that is hidden should be revealed. The stern warning is the dice threat that he will be exalted. Who knows and who denies the warning signs. That's which will lead someone or something out of and beyond themselves. Circumstances makes us other than ourselves. The finger post of a road junction from which signs project in direction of the place or route is going where it is going and what will it lead to. It's an indicator what is to follow. It is a exemplary act that people follow. If is he who was cast in the fire better, or he who comes secure on the day of any criminal, unlawful, illegal gathering of rioting. This warning sign, may we learn not to put words and people in proper places and positions of power and authority. Until next time, talk to you.